So today I went and saw Rebecca Miller's Maggie's Plan, which I'd been wanting to see since it was at Toronto, I think, last year. And it stars Greta Gerwig, Ethan Hawke, Bill Hader, Maya Rudolph, and Julianne Moore. Um, I really enjoy Greta Gerwig's film presence because she feels like a real person and not like a movie version of a real person. She just feels like a real person. And I really appreciate that. I also liked sort of the overall place she found herself. I could relate as a um, well educated professional person who doesn't seem to do well in relationships but wants to move forward in life. Um, I actually have a contingency plan on how to have children in the next 5 years if I don't have a dude to have children with, and because I like to be practical, and I know that I want kids. And that's sort of where this Maggie finds herself at the beginning of the film. She's decided to have herself inseminated, and she has a friend from college who she doesn't really want in her life, but she figures he's good at math, so his genes are good. Um, but this all goes into flummox when she meets Ethan Hawke, who is married and is having a hard time at life at this current moment, and they fall in love, and then the film cuts to 3 years later where they're married. They have a children. They have a children. They have a child. He's divorced from from Julianne Moore, the previous wife, but things are not going well in the marriage, and it's Maggie's trying to figure out was this the right way to have this daughter, and then daughter's worth it, but is the rest of it worth it? And what was kind of great was there's all these moments uh, of just Maggie with her daughter, and Maggie having the joy of being with her daughter, and how that really filled her life in a way that she wanted, and how the rest of it didn't really work out. I also really liked Bill Hader, who played her best friend, who is the guy basically saying life doesn't work out like that. You can't plan it all. You can't make it work the way you want it to, and now you're freaking out because it's not, and that's how life is. I thought that was just delightful. Um, Maya Rudolph is great as ever. The bits of this movie reminded me actually of Away We Go, which is a great Sam Mendes film with Maya Rudolph and John Krasinski that came out in 2009 that I love so much. So this was also a sort of throwback to those 30s screwball remarriage comedies, um, where the divorced couple get thrown back into each other's lives and then maybe might get back together, like the Philadelphia Story, and there's a whole bunch more that aren't coming to my brain right now. But there's an entire book on the remarriage films of the 30s that I have, but I haven't read. Um, and then it's a romantic comedy, but it's all the stuff that happens after the cute meet and after the couple gets together, and how things don't act. The happily ever after isn't actually a real thing. Or at least the dream idea of happily ever after. Like there is happy ever after in the little moments, and that's sort of what the movie shows. I also liked how everything was decorated, like all of the houses. At one point, there was a couch that I know is from IKEA because I had that couch. I always love it when I find IKEA things in films. It is very New York, so if you don't like those Woody Allen, Noah Baumbach esque New York intellectuals dealing with their life, then you probably won't like this film because that's really what it is. But I also particularly enjoyed that Gerwig's character had one of those jobs that you don't really think is a job until you realize, of course, it's a job. And sometimes I think about how many jobs there are out there that I would never have thought was a job until I meet someone who does it, and then I'm like, yeah, someone does need to do that. So I found that really delightful. It's another beautifully shot sort of New York film, showcasing that area of Manhattan near the New School, which I went to because there was a movie theater right by there that I wanted to see. It did, however, remind me how much I don't ever want to live in New York because she's always wearing like 8 million layers of clothing, and I'm just not a big fan of the layering of clothes. I like to wear tank tops. That's why I live in the South now. I just think Greta Gerwig is such a unique, interesting presence on film, and I'm glad that she did like a couple of more bigger budget films, but she mostly has swerved into doing these really intricate case studies, character studies of complicated late 20s, early 30s something women in the indie film world, and I hope she keeps doing that because she's too good for the crappy roles that Hollywood continually rolls out. And I think if she, I just hope that she is able to keep doing these sort of great roles as she ages, because sometimes, as we well know, people age out of even independent Hollywood, and then what do you get? It's a bummer. So she's great. This film's great. It's written and directed by Rebecca Miller. I don't think I've seen any of her other films. She's the one, she's Arthur Miller's daughter. She's married to Daniel Day-Lewis. I remember that. She did one with him a couple years ago that I didn't see. Oh my god, her Wikipedia is like super long. She met Daniel Day-Lewis on the set of The Crucible. Oh my god, I love The Crucible. Okay. Yeah, she did a movie called Angela, Personal Velocity, which I remember I taped Personal Velocity off of television and then I never watched it. The Ballad of Jack and Rose, that's the one with Daniel Day-Lewis, and Private Lives of Pippa Lee. I haven't seen any of these. Wow, I'm terrible. She also wrote Proof. I really enjoyed Proof with Gwyneth Paltrow. Saw that movie in theaters. Yes. And then I lost my movie ticket, and I used to make jokes about how I had no proof that I saw Proof. That's the kind of person I am. Anyways, she's been in actresses movies too. Wow. I'm just all over the place with this review. I'm going to end it. So this was Maggie's Plan. It's great. You should go see it if it's open, if it's playing in a theater near you. I think it's fantastic. I really enjoyed it.